Comfort, do you agree with that? That as a woman, there are certain things that you have to do in the house that are your responsibility. And as a man, there are certain things that you have to do in the home that are his responsibility. Do we agree with that? Do we all agree? Do we agree now? Do we agree?
Father Abraham again.
Okay. I think as we are going, the ginger will be increasing.
Okay, so my story this morning. No, let me start the way we used to start story under the moonlight. Story. Once upon a time, there was a boy called John. What was the name of the boy? So John is like, let me say, is it maybe GS2. So maybe it's around 10 or 11 years old. John is a very timid boy, shy. You know, he can't stand up to his mate, like, you know, relate with people and all that. So he usually gets bullied a lot. You know, they make fun of the shape of his head. How many people had Skodo head when they were in school? Yeah, so they used to make fun of his head. They bullied him a lot. He would usually cry. He would cry when his friends and his classmates make fun of him. Are we understanding my story? So. But this boy, the same boy that is very timid, you know, whenever he comes in contact with seniors, especially at school, he tends to, you know, talk rudely, like, that kind of, you know, the way children can be rude now, they can try to be rude. Not be saying he can fight, so he cannot fight, so, but he tends to actually be rude, and then he will get beaten up when he's rude like that. At home, his mom can hardly get him to do anything. I saw one movie again last night, The Karate Kid. You know, they're always asking him to come and pick up his jacket and, you know, to come and do this. You would often hear his mom screaming, yelling at him to get things done. Do we understand the story? Yeah. So my question now is that's just the story, it's that short. So my question now is, what do you think are the things that are wrong with John? What's wrong with John? And which parent do you think was responsible for those things? John, shy, timid, is a boy that gets bullied. Boy, still rude. Yes, that's the plot twist. He tends to talk rudely, doesn't respect seniors, even though he's shy and timid. So, what do you think is wrong with John? Why is he shy, timid, can't stand up to his mates, but he's still rude?
I think the question is clear. Or who here, you don't flog you for school before, and you go house with you cry. You give anybody the mic. What do you think from the home is wrong?
What do you think is wrong with him, and which parent do you think defaulted in something that made him like that? I want to see who is looking at me the most.
Anybody, you know how it works now. Give anybody the mic.
When I say who is looking at me the most, everybody in a career. I will fish you out.
Precious, apa kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Àbí kí á fi wọn náà ṣe case study. Give anybody the mic.
Please, let's clap for bro Israel.
Let's appreciate Israel.
Yeah.
As he rises to his feet to pour out wisdom from the pot of life. Bless us with wisdom, sir.
Sir, bless us with your wisdom. What do you think is wrong with John? He's a mumu boy.
Wala deal.
Please come again with the question.
Okay, is it here? Are considering a little boy that has some character flaws. So now we are trying to look at which of the parents could be deficient in their ways of bringing up that kind of child. Do you understand? For example, a boy who is very afraid, who gets bullied and he comes home crying. You know, as all those things they do now, when we do school, then they flog you.